Um, I'm going to talk a little bit about Kyle Rittenhouse, if I may. First and foremost, um, it is obviously the end of November 10th, the Marine Corps' birthday. Also, Kyle Carpenter was married today, so congrats to them. Now, earlier today, I posted a picture on Instagram. I support Kyle. It was literally taken down within not even 10 seconds of being uploaded. Now, I want to put that into perspective. A while ago, there was a Netflix thing for Transgender Day where they had a person who was visibly under 18 in tight shorts with their underwear showing up doing a little stomach tease. Okay? I flagged that as child porn. And it is still up to this day. And it's obviously Netflix, so it's not like it doesn't get a lot of views. Also, there was an individual on Instagram who was posting pictures of young girls. He actually admitted in his profile that the girls were between 13 and 17. And they were in their underwear and bras. Okay? Now, likewise, I and several other people that I know flagged his profile. I don't know if he was ever taken down at all. But it didn't take 10 seconds. So, if I post pictures of visibly underage people in compromised positions, that stays up for months on end. But if I say I stand with this person or I support this person, that is not taken down. Okay? Also, Instagram does not have a problem with BLM posts, Antifa posts, okay, and other terrorist groups and shit. Nor does Twitter, nor does Facebook, nor any of the social media platforms. Okay? Now, I'm gonna go on record by saying that I think Kyle Rittenhouse should not have been there in the first place. Okay? Now, people that take cues from the Koreans in '92 and people that listen to sheriffs, commissioners, and mayors now, a lot of times when they know there's a whatever, maybe a white cop shot a black suspect, or maybe some of the fucking shit's going down, what they will say is they will tell the merchants to lock down their business. And what the merchants will do is the merchants will actually close the stores for a few days and they will evacuate things that are too important to leave behind. First and foremost, cash. Second, documents. Documents may be credit card information, documents may be checks, documents may be employee personnel files, documents and deeds, leases, any type of document that you don't want destroyed or to fall into the wrong hands. Social security numbers, credit card numbers, things like that. Whether it's paper or zip drives or disk drives or flash drives or other computer things. You may have a computer in the back of your store that your accountant uses to do payroll and stuff or pay tax to it. They evacuate that stuff. Also, merchandise. You may have a liquor store and you may sell Louis the 14th, Louis the 16th liquor, brandy, which is like minimum $3,000 a bottle. Okay, it's a really nice liquor, and it comes in a crystal bottle, and you drink it, and you save the bottle and put the bottle on display. My uncle got the bottle when my cousin got married, and he opened it when she got divorced. Okay, you may have a jewelry store. You may have watches, rings. Some guy may have given you $5,000 for a ring that you're making for him to pose with his girlfriend with. Okay, he's got diamonds in it, it's white gold. Okay, comic book stores. Okay, comic books. You could easily have a comic book store, and you could have comics in the store that are worth $10, $20, $30,000 a piece. Okay, you might have a 9.6 X-Men 1. Okay, baseball card stores, gun stores, hunting supply stores, okay? These stores have things that need to be evacuated because they can't fall into the wrong hands to be destroyed. So a lot of times merchants will actually take that stuff out of the store and they'll bring it to their houses, their employees' houses, or maybe a trusted employee, a family member, has a house out of town or some other place. Okay, so a lot of times you'll see them evacuating that stuff in addition to locking the stores down. So majority of the time you're guarding a store that has what, potato chips inside of it. Now, granted, the store, it costs money to rebuild the store. It takes months to a year to have the insurance company approve everything and get the contractors in there to work on everything. You know, whether it's some stores get gutted, some stores have all the windows broken, some stores get burned to the ground. It's a real pain in the fucking ass. But A, the merchandise, money, documents, stuff like that is often evacuated. B, is it worth your life? Okay? So Kyle Rittenhouse, I think it's a waste to just stand there and guard a store where the owners most likely evacuated most of the important shit. Now, as far as going across state lines, he literally went across state lines one town over. Now, depending on what state you live in, that may actually be a crime. Okay? You might go from Florida to Georgia, okay, with a fucking belt-fed 50 caliber, and no one cares. But then again, if you go from Massachusetts to Connecticut with a BB gun, you may get prison time. Okay, it all depends what the states believe, what the states care about, okay? Some states will allow people to conceal carry across state lines, okay? Some states allow driving in the car across state lines with your Title II registered ATF shit, okay? It all depends. But he, by definition, went across state lines, which is obviously being criticized. Yes, it's being criticized by the media, but it's being criticized, okay? I think if he's got a rifle and he knows how to use it, he's representing a house somewhere or a person, okay? Not in a store that's been abandoned by the owner. Okay, I think I would never fucking do that, okay? And I have my youngest nephew now is 17. He just turned 17 in August. He's a senior in high school now, okay? I would never let him do that. My sister, my brother-in-law would never let him go across state lines with a fucking rifle. We would never do that. It's not worth it. It's one thing if you're saying, well, you know, my aunt is across state lines the next town over, and I'm gonna go protect her, or my grandmother, or my cousin, or you know, I have a family member. That's fine, but just I wouldn't do it. It's a tactical stupidity thing. But he did. Now, just because I think he made a mistake, or just because I think this was a waste, doesn't mean that I'm gonna automatically side with the fucking terrorists. And that's what they are. They are terrorists. Now, I've heard the 3 men that attacked him, one of them was a registered sex offender. Here's the truth about that. Okay? He was 18, she was younger. And there are a lot of couples that are 18 and 16. The difference is her father didn't find out about it, okay? Because let's face it, if her father didn't, I mean, I know people that are, you know, you're 18, she's 16, obviously it's against the law. And years later you can be married with kids. The point is, if her father knows about it, or her mother knows about it, and they make the call to the police. So he was a registered sex offender because he was over 18 and she was just under 18. It's one of those things. But he's still out committing crimes during a riot, okay? So you might think, well, I was 18, my girlfriend was 16. We were married 12 years, we got 4 kids together. That's fine. But are you out rioting and looting? No, this guy was, okay? So you got 3 guys that are out rioting and looting. Now, under normal circumstances, if it's a clear, wonderful night and you're out somewhere and you see a guy with a rifle standing in front of a store, you might think, what the fuck is going on here? Now, thinking what the fuck is going on here and approaching them are two different things, okay? If you think what the fuck is going on here, okay, the guy's outside with a rifle and it's a nice quiet evening, what's going on? Okay, what you're supposed to do in that situation is what? What are you supposed to do? Tell me. You're supposed to fall back a few feet, call the police, and have the police conduct the interview. And the police will say, well, there was a prison break 10 miles up the road, or there was a riot in the next town over, or, you know what, dude, put the gun away. There's no crime going on here. What the fuck are you doing with a gun? You got a rifle, and you're standing in front of a store. Well, what the fuck are you doing? Okay? The police will handle that, not you. Now, if I'm outside in the middle of a fucking riot, a war zone, and I see a guy with a rifle, I'm gonna think, okay, he's protecting the business. He looks awful young. Maybe he's the guy's nephew or some shit. I don't know, the owner's nephew. I don't know what he's doing, but whatever. Okay? Well, first and foremost, I'll tell you this right now. If there's a fucking riot going on, I'm not gonna be in the middle of the street. Okay? I'm gonna be home, boarded up with the guns ready. I'm not gonna be in the middle of the fucking street. Okay? And if I have a store and I know a riot is coming, that store is getting evacuated. Okay? My store, you go to my store, you won't have anything to steal. It'll be 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. Okay? There'll be nothing in there. I'll take every piece of merchandise out. I got a U-Haul truck. And I'll bring it there, and I'll put all this shit in the U-Haul truck and drive it away. Okay? It'll be gone. Now they're in the middle of a riot, and they see a guy with a rifle, and they think it's in their best interest to attack him. Now you cannot see, if someone is just standing around and they're not bothering you, you approaching them is going to be considered you're the agitator. Okay? You're not a police officer. You're approaching them. You are the agitator, not them. Now, he did try to run away, obviously, which goes a long way to backing up his theory that I didn't want to do it, it was last resort. And what they did was they chased after him. Now, when someone runs away, the so-called threat is over. Okay? Unless you can illustrate that you know for a fact they were going to kill an innocent person in the next 30 seconds, you were going to be considered the aggressor. Now, we have exceptions like the church shooting where the guy was next door, and it was a church shooting, and he ran into his rifle and engaged the shooter, and a guy came with a truck, and they got in the truck and went after the guy. Yeah, he just committed a mass murder. Maybe he's going to do it again. There was the other incident where Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, was out, and they recognized him, and they chased him, and beat him with a fucking piece of metal from a fence. Yeah, okay? The first question the police are going to ask you when you chase somebody is, why are you chasing them? I honestly and reasonably believed they were going to kill somebody within 30 seconds. Why? Well, because I'm here in the middle of a riot and they had a rifle. Okay. That's not proof. Now, at one point, someone gets to him, punches him in the head, knocks him down. Now he can't get up because another guy comes to hit him in the head with a skateboard. Now, hitting someone in the head with any object other than your fist is automatically deadly force. Because if I take a skateboard, like, well, you think weapon, okay, weapon, okay. Well, skateboard is not a weapon, but are you using it as a weapon? Okay, it might not be a weapon and it might not be deadly, but are you using it in that manner? Okay, now you pick up a skateboard, okay, and you whack someone in the fucking skull as hard as you can. What is gonna happen to them? They're gonna suffer life-altering injuries, fractured skull, brain damage, Okay? And we had during the BLM riots a few months before this incident, we had a white kid who was chased by a bunch of black kids, beaten to a pulp. Okay? And I think the kid died. But because they were black and he's white, you don't hear much about it. Now, if he was black and they were a bunch of white kids with collared shirts and khaki pants, okay, and glasses, and yeah, okay? So he shoots that guy too. Those guys die. The third guy comes over, pulls a gun, shoves it in his face. That third guy did have a carry permit. However, because of his felony conviction, his carry permit and his Second Amendment rights will have been revoked. So now he's got a gun outside in the middle of a riot, and he shoves it in the guy's face. He gets shot in the arm. That's the guy that survives. He comes out and testifies and says, yeah, well, I have a gun in his face. Okay? Here's what this is, okay? The prosecutor is a piece of shit, okay? He is anti-gun, okay? He's one of those fucking assholes. And he's gonna bring charges, okay? When you got a guy outside in the middle of a riot, yes, he shouldn't have been there. But he's chased by a bunch of people, okay? He gets hit with a fist, threatened with a skateboard, threatened with a gun. You don't try to murder, okay? Maybe you try with disorderly conduct, or maybe you try with some stupid shit, you know, make him pay a fine, you know, do some community service, or, you know what, drop the charges entirely, okay? He's getting death threats and shit. You know, this ain't worth it, okay? This is what happens when the fucking inmates run the asylum, okay? You got the fucking far left zealots run the prosecutor's office, okay? And the judge was going crazy on the guy, and the judge should have gone crazy on the guy, okay? If I was the judge, I would have taken the gavel and beat him in the fucking head with it, okay? And he's talking about, well, the guy was silent after being arrested. No shit, he's silent after being arrested. He's got a fucking right to be. Duh. Okay? So that's what this is, okay? This is, and notice these fucking prosecutors, okay? The fucking prosecutor, if you had, this happens in your jurisdiction, okay? You're prosecuting him for shooting them. Are you prosecuting them for rioting? Are you prosecuting them for looting? Okay? This son of a bitch with the gun, okay? He's a convicted felon with a gun, running after a guy, pointing it at his face. Where are his charges? Is he being prosecuted? He admitted in court that he had a gun or is a convicted felon. Okay? You prosecuting him? No. Okay? It's called selective prosecution. Okay? You're going to prosecute the 17-year-old kid who shot 3 people, killed 2, injured 1. Okay? You're not going to prosecute them for vigilantism. This happened down in Florida with a girl named Rachel Wade. Her and some other girl were fighting over a shitbag boy. Okay? There was an ongoing feud for over a year. A bunch of people came to Rachel's friend's house. Rachel ended up stabbing a girl, which could be manslaughter at least. She's in prison now. Rachel, what's it? Yeah, Rachel Wade, her name is. She's in prison now. But the prosecutor didn't prosecute anyone else for going after her. Okay? This girl, Rachel Wade, stabbed her enemy after being stalked for a year. Okay? She was prosecuted, not the stalkers. Okay? 3 girls got in a car, went out looking for her. 1 girl stabbed, she dies. The other 2 girls are not prosecuted. Okay? If you prosecute Rachel Wade for stabbing her enemy in a fight, because you're saying it's personal because they're fighting with the same shitbag boyfriend, you gotta prosecute the other girls that were going after her. Okay? Same thing here. Kyle Rittenhouse, you're prosecuting him for shooting 3 men, but you're not prosecuting them for gang assault. Because this is by definition gang assault, okay? They attacked him, he ran away, and they ran after him. Okay? Also, the rioting, the looting, the burning, all that pillory bullshit, okay? This is selective prosecution, selective outrage, okay? That prosecutor has 5,000 people to prosecute. He prosecutes this kid. Now, I want to go on record now and say this. I used to follow Judy Sweden on a lot of social media. I talk to her like once a week in DM, Jody Sweden, okay? Full house, yeah, full house, you know, yeah. Jody Sweden, she is a cunt. Okay? I unfollowed her last year. She got too fucking loony for me. Jody Sweden, the 13-year-old gangbanger that got shot in Chicago, right? There's a gangbanger, he's 13, he's out on a school night with a gun, older gang member, they're shooting in cars, okay? The sirens come, the older gang member takes the gun, here's the 13-year-old, runs away. 13-year-old runs away, cop chases him, he's in the alley, cop says freeze, he had run away after the cop said freeze, the cop said show me your hands, he tossed the gun, and the cop shot him, like as he tossed it, like the cop like, I got 1 second, boom. And the cop says, oh shit, he's only a kid. Jody Sweeten called that cop a murderer. Now, Jody Sweeten showed a picture of the guy with the skateboard going to hit Kyle Rittenhouse in the head. Rest in power, brave warrior. Okay? When a 13-year-old gangbanger is out shooting at civilians and the cop feels threatened, that fucking pig killed a child, no. Okay? When you got a fucking rioter, a looter, a pillar, whatever the fuck he is, out with a fucking skateboard, hitting the 7-year-old kid in the head. Rest in power, yeah. BLM, yeah. Okay? It's fucking sickening. Thank you.